every year. What is the thing that you neglect more than anything? Your health. Americans always seem to neglect their health. Health insurance. Hell, said we don't even need it. They've made it mandatory now for you to have health insurance, or they charge you for it on your taxes. How crazy is that? But it get even interesting for you, God. Get even more interesting for you, God. Not only do they hit you up, it's a little bit deeper than that, boy. Things get a little crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because not only do they hit you up and make you pay for health insurance, they overcharge you for the health insurance. Absolutely. So if anybody who know anything would tell you right away, this ain't how you do it. Hell no. You have to get insurance for yourself, where you get to pick out the plan you want to get what you need out of the service. You didn't know that you could do that, did you? You could structure your own health insurance. And structure it to a way that's beneficial to you and you only. Most of you just run out, grab an insurance company, pay them, whatever. And you don't even know what the terms are in the insurance. Sometimes you're paying for stuff you don't even need. Then, some people say they got it with the job. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. See, your job don't normally cover your children. Now, if you want to say, well, they're covering my kids, you have to make sure that the kids are yours, not your girlfriend's kids. You have to be claiming them and taking care of them and actually have them as your real children. Your insurance don't work on stepchildren. You see, the insurance game is the reason why the majority of all these people lose. They don't know how to play the insurance game. Because if you knew how to play the insurance game, you wouldn't even be caring about anything else. the greatest game in town. The banks make the majority of their money off of insurance. That's money that pretty much you're not going to need to use. It's free money. You paying them in case something happens. So all this money you're paying them, they don't have to do anything. There's nothing for them to do but to sit back and collect your money. That's the only thing for them to do, is to sit back and collect your money. Absolutely. And the reason why is very simple. And I want people to understand this more and more. Because people seem to have a terrible notion when it comes to this. There's ways for you to get paid on life insurance while you're alive. That's right. You could say, hey, all this money I put into this plan for my life insurance, I want to take it back. You could take the money out. All you got to do is look at how you structure in your insurance. So it's very important that you learn that life insurance and insurance in period. That's where a lot of the money is. The banks depend on it. The wealthy don't really worry about it. You think the wealthy go through Blue Cross Blue Shield? No, they don't. They have an HSA. Okay? A health savings account. It's a whole different Roth, but it's only for medical. That is the only purpose of it, is for nothing but a Roth account. HSA Roth is for health. That's it. Now you structure it the way you want, but you have to follow the terms of what's in it as far as what you're putting in every year. But at the end of the day, this is right up your alley. This is what you want. You want a Roth. A Roth account isn't going to let you down. A Roth account isn't going to cheat you. Have to look into your IRAs. You got to get into the game. Now, I gave y'all free game that's supposed to be on the Patreon about gas stations. For the people that wanted to own one. We're trying to wake your mind up so that you guys can understand that this is a bigger game that's being played right under your nose. And you see why the rich stay rich and why the poor don't have a damn thing. It's because they feed off the poor. Now, when you gonna wake up and get in the game? You gotta get in the game. You gotta understand, one, insurance is what's gonna break you. So, I'm not saying don't have insurance. I'm saying, yes, if you got a family, damn sure get insurance. But learn about insurance. Because what you end up finding out is that when you really get sick, God bless and hope that none of you ever do get sick, but if you really get sick, you're going to have a very hard time, and you're going to find out that a lot of what your insurance covers ain't going to cover your illnesses. You're going to be coming out of a lot of money. It'll be like, oh, you need this operation, but your insurance only covers this one. They cover you getting medicine and treatment. They don't cover the operation that you need or the procedure that needs to be done. Oh, that procedure costs too much. Even though it'd be easier and quicker and would save your life, yeah, it's just a little too expensive. So we're not going to do that one. What we're going to do is the homeboy one. See, the homeboy one is for you. You get the pills. You get the medicine. You get the experimental treatments. That's what your insurance covers. There you go. Oh no, we gotta cut that out. You gotta get surgery. You're gonna be like, but I don't think I need surgery. It's just a little mark right here. Oh no, that's surgery. That's gotta go. But it's just a little nick. Oh no, we gotta cut that whole arm off, bro. You gotta go. So the level of your insurance could save your life. You know, many people have said the same damn thing. He said, I'm catching the replay. That's what's up. If health is so devastating, right? And we need it so much, why is it that we don't have it? We don't have it. Most black people don't have health insurance. They look for the government to give them the free health care, which is health scare. This is why we suffer from high blood pressure, because of what we eat, the way we're treated, and the way we treat our own bodies. Your own poverty is putting you in a situation where your health is going to be working against you. You ever have anything, diabetes or anything, they only going to give you pills and treatments. You don't even know that there's ways to get around these things. They don't really teach you this because your insurance don't normally cover it. So trying to structure to get your own life insurance together is a part of getting your life together. They go hand in hand. You ever heard the phrase, one hand washes the other? This is it. So it's time to get in the game. It's time to wake up. He said my Patreon ain't working. Well, you gotta understand which tier are you? Is what you trying to watch in your tier? If it is, then you have to message me in the Patreon. Most jobs now, they say get your own health insurance. Yeah, most companies don't even carry health insurance no more for their employees. They say, nope, get your own on your own. So you're going to be left out to dry. And then you got kids getting delivered at hospital bills that you're going to be paying out of pocket for. Do you want to be paying $2,000, $3,000 for kids going to the hospital? Or you want your kids delivered at custom-made General? Then you worry about these birth defects. And your baby getting the shots and learning about the shots, don't know what the shots are for or what they do actually for the child. Once again, this is part of health. You guys need to be a little bit more familiar with what's going on with your health. All of these things are important. Yes, sir. We got to start getting ourselves together, man. Me included. We all in this together. We're all on the same team. No matter how much money you got, still black. Still black. This ain't gonna change. So you can have money galore, but if you ain't doing what's right and you think you different because of this, bro, the money don't change nothing. Look at the way they treat all the multi-millionaires. Kyrie Irving is rich beyond all of our imagination. And look how they treat him. So he has multi-millions of dollars, and you see how they treat him? So what you think they're going to do for you? Money can't protect you. So you got to look out for yourself. You got to make sure you're doing the right things. Try to eat, learn how to farm. I ain't saying you got to have a farm, but you should know how to farm in case it ever has to come up down the line. Farming is essential. And if you're not farming, you need to be learning how and why. It's essential. At the end of the day, people are going to say and do what they want. They'll watch this video, say great video, and go ahead and continue to do what the hell they do anyway. Can't stop that. You can't change it, you can't stop it. It's gonna happen. But for that one person that see what it is and go from there, that'll be the one that changed the world. That's gonna be the one to shake this whole universe. There'll be the one person out there. Could be a spark. Let it be a spark. They tell you to work at the bank, get a job at the bank. They never tell you you can own a bank, be the bank. Bank yourself. Give a loan out to yourself. They never told you these things are possible. But how many times have you even researched it? When I spoke about the gas stations, the convenience stores, why do you think situations are what they are right now? People are trying to do Airbnb. That's the new business. But you know, not knocking Airbnb. They got a good thing going with what's doing there, but it's too much risk. Too much risk for the individual. It's like rideshare. For years, they were trying to come out with this company that's gonna put Lyft and Ride and Uber out of business. No way. You can't put them out of business. They've cornered the market, saying, oh no, we got a thing where everybody's gonna have shares and they're gonna be able to get stock in the company and all that. They're gonna be owners. So they can control their own thing. They just pay a monthly subscription. That stuff ain't gonna work. Because of the cost of gas. And by the time you keep spending all this money to try to get it to scale and get it out to the public, it's too expensive to start something anew. Lyft right now is hanging on, but Uber had cornered the market. And it was putting the taxi game out of business. Taxis are down by 30%. Once Uber cracked Nevada, which is the mob, the taxi game, you know, they were like, look, y'all can't come to the airport. The taxis had the airports on lock. Now they can go to the airport. Then before, Uber, you know, like for a while, I never was Ubering. It was taxi, or I'm walking, or rent a car. But taxi drivers are crazy sometimes. Like they'll drive fast, speed up, then slow down to try to work with the meter and all that. I don't need a meter. Look, the ride is this, and this is what I'm paying you. Now just drive. That's what I want. Now I was sick of that. So Uber put an end to all that nonsense that cab drivers was doing with the meter, trying to get the meter up and doing all this nonsense. It's like, look, dude, this is what I'm paying you. Okay, that's it. Now get me to where I gotta go. Stop all this driving up, man. Screw that meter. Because if you go over this, that's it. You ain't getting nothing else. So this is what you finna get for the ride. It's more than enough. So go ahead and do what you need to do. Buying brands is what we're going to talk about on the Patreon tomorrow. Buying a brand. Now, a lot of people think it's about going out. Look, it's going to take you about 20, 30 grand at a minimum to buy a brand. What I mean by buying a brand, meaning buying, well, we'll talk about it later on the Patreon. Okay? We'll talk about it later. But that's at a minimum, 20, 30 grand. It sounds like a lot of money, right? It really isn't. But we'll talk about that later. But this is what I'm trying to get people to understand is think ownership. Quit thinking working for people. Think of working for yourself. Not everybody can be owners. We understand that. Everybody has to have a job. And you think just because you're an owner, you ain't going to work. There's plenty of people that own their own business and work at their own business. Dude owns a construction company and he's out there fixing with everybody else. He works every day. But he's the boss. It's a tedious job. A lot of guys very good with construction, but they're not very good at cutting checks, doing paperwork, filling out all that crap. They got to hire an assistant for that because that's not what they're good at. They good at working at putting it at a 90-degree Eastman and all that stuff. That's what he know about. The circular saw and all that. That's what he know about. He don't need all this other stuff. They've programmed us to be workers. Minorities were never having this opportunity to do that. But other minorities that come from other countries, they don't think like that. Their mentality is different. Their mentality is, hey, I got to get money. This is the best way for me to get it. So I got to save this money up because I know what I need to do to put down for this loan. They're not buying Jordans. They're not buying Gucci and Prada. They're not buying Chanel. They're not buying all of this garbage that poor people shouldn't be buying. I don't own a Gucci belt. I don't own a Gucci nothing. Hell, I'll go to the Gap if I got to. See, I've heard Bill Gates speak. I've seen other billionaires talk. And you know what the most expensive thing they had on? A watch. Not to show off. It's because that was a passionate thing for them. It's a timepiece to them. They collect these. Limited edition, only 4 made in the world. It's a piece of art. The guy only made 4. Only 4 people that got it. One was Tom Brady. Floyd Mayweather had one. And another guy had one. And this guy had it. He only made 4 of those watches. So that watch is like $400-something thousand in net worth right now that could appreciate in value and go up or down. He collects watches. So the most expensive thing he had on was the watch. His shirt, $79, $89. Pants, the belt he had on, cost about $60 for the belt. He had on some slacks that came together with the suit. The suit cost about $300, $400. Wasn't a real expensive suit that he had on. The shoes that he wore cost $125. Bill Gates, shirt, $49.99. Pants, $49.99. He had on a belt that cost $12.98 at Kohl's. He had shoes that cost $49.99. His whole outfit and wardrobe cost him under $1,000. Easy. His is almost under $500. Bill Gates ain't trying to get swagged out. His bank account is swagged out. No, not addressed with the white man. This wasn't about race. This is about mentality. See, when I'm young and you're black in the neighborhood, in the ghetto, you taught this is all you're gonna be, so you might as well ball out. So they go out, they get jeweled up, they get the car kitted up, they get the 20-inch rims, they get the sounds in the car, you blast it, because you thinking this is as good as I'm ever gonna get, so I might as well ball out and this is me. Let the world know this is me. But it's so much more. It's so much more. The world is much more. You just got to decide on, do you want to be the one to go out and get the more? Because it's out there. So it's out there for all y'all to get. Once you change the way you think and start looking at these luxury brands as the end-all be-all of everything, then you'll start to understand things better. But until then, I can't do nothing for you, man. Now I'm back in the crib. It's been a fun ride. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. So hopefully all you guys join the Patreon, and we're going to tell you guys and go into more about buying brands. All right? The Carsino for Life Patreon. All right? Love, peace, and hair grease. That's going to be for all tiers, too. I'm out.